Bruce and Syndi, how you doing this afternoon, this evening?
Doing fantastic. Yeah.
It's a beautiful day
It's a
today.
beautiful day. Sun's starting to go down, but it's beautiful here.
That's awesome. It's always a beautiful day in the neighborhood, right? Remember Mr. Rogers?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Delivery,
Absolutely.
delivery. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. That was not planned. Oh my goodness. But I'm glad you're doing well, and and I'm just gonna come out straight out and tell you. And I sort of told you this just a minute ago, but I'm gonna tell you again. I think that y'all are awesome folks, great people. You're on the other side of the United States. You're in Washington State. I'm in the state of Florida. But when we met in Helen, we were all in a great state of mind, and I love that. Wow, I'm going to make a T-shirt on that. I didn't make that. I didn't write that down either. Whoa, that's a T-shirt right there. But it was wonderful meeting you and both very 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 much, and everybody else as well. And we're going to talk about that. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, Bruce and Syndi, for a first time viewer here, why don't you come on out and tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, and then we'll trickle back into the Helen Meetup.
All right. You want to go?
No, go.
Oh, okay. Well, we are Ocean Travel. We have a YouTube channel that we mainly our main niche is cruising, but we do other travel, also like going to Helen, and we do some camping things and some other things. We're going to the Grand Canyon in September this year, so we're showing some other things, but we mainly do cruising and do a lot of travel tips and just try to help people, especially for new cruisers or new travel, just trying to give idea, help and stuff like that. We also have a travel agency. Again, the niche in the travel agency is cruising. We can do some other things. We have some partners that have come on board, so it really helps us out with everyone that needs to get help with travel. So those are kind of what we do. We have our YouTube channel, and then we also have Instagram, and we're on Facebook too.
That's awesome. And by the way, folks out there, if you're listening and watching, I'm going to have all their links, their YouTube, their Instagram, their whatever they have. I will put it down in the link so you can contact these fine folks right here. I'll guarantee you that. So, whose idea was it to come up with the channel? Was it a unanimous decision, or it was Bruce? Oh, I see pointing fingers.
Actually, so what we did when we were trying to come up with the name of the channel, we actually put a poll out on Facebook asking what we should come up with, and Ocean Travel was one of the options that we gave everyone, and that's the one that everyone seemed to like. So that's what.
How appropriate from Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean
to the Atlantic Ocean
Mexico
and beyond,
and beyond, to infinity and beyond, to oceany and beyond.
Absolutely. So yeah,
that's awesome. And you and I first met via the YouTube world. What, probably maybe a year and a half ago? 2 years ago?
It was about a year and a half ago. Absolutely.
Where does time go? That's the question of the day. Where does time go?
I know, it just flies by.
Speeding up.
Speeding up. That's right. It really flies. But we're gonna go back and forth a little bit as we go. But I'm gonna jump into Helen, Georgia. All right. I love Helen. I love the meetup. This is the 4th annual Helen, Georgia meetup, and y'all were there, and many other channels and great people were there. Everybody had a good time. Everybody got along well, and it was just a good time. And it gets bigger and bigger every year. This is the largest so far that ever came out. We had 101 that came up. We had 117. That was everybody counting, but you can't schedule life. You can't schedule, things are going to happen, 117 signed up and 101 show up. Law averages, that's pretty good,
Pretty darn good.
That's really good.
Right.
Yeah.
And 6 of those were from me. My wife, we couldn't make it, which had my daughter, and then a friend of ours and her daughter, and then another friend of ours and her daughter. So it was like, oh my goodness,
And your mom.
Right. Those ones I couldn't make it, so
Okay.
I was responsible for, not responsible, you know what I mean, but 6 of those 16 that didn't show up were from my group. It was like, oh my goodness. but I had my mom with me and my son and everything, so it worked out. And I know there's going to be a lot of people next year, because people's been writing me and contacting me and whatnot, wanting to know more information, and it's going to be crazy. We'll talk about that as we go here. Let's talk about your travels to Helen, Georgia. And before we get that, let me ask this question here. I should ask this first. All right. When did you make up your mind? I'm going to Helen, Georgia. We're going to Helen, Georgia. We're going to the 4th annual Helen, Georgia meetup. When did y'all make up your mind?
About 6 weeks before the trip. When we were talking,
there was a lot of momentum, a lot of fun, and then we're like, can our budget handle it? And
our time
and our
time.
Can we have the time off? And everything just kind of came together that, when we started really looking at, like, we really want to go to this thing. And at first we were like, oh, we just can't. But then we're like, can we? Well, yeah, we can squish, we can poke, we can push. Yeah, we can. Yes, we can.
That's right.
And the final decision was about 6 weeks before. So it was when we pulled the trigger and bought the tickets.
Just do it.
And
YOLO.
I wanted to keep it a secret. Didn't want to let anyone to know.
Right.
Couldn't keep the secret.
Half the fun is telling people and planning and looking forward to it.
Because we had some other really good friends that were going. Kurt Marsha from
yes.
Mike and Rick from Clock Family Ventures was going, and I wanted to surprise them. And I
wanted to plan with
someone wouldn't let me do that. She wanted to make sure we had, because she has to have everything planned out on the trip so we can never surprise somebody. So,
right, I understand. My wife's not a surpriser either. Same way. Exact same thing. It's like, why did you say that? You're like, well, and what Cindy's saying, well, I want to plan. I want to have fun too. Stuff. Yeah. And I was like, okay, we'll go both ways on that. That is. But well, I'm glad you did come to a decision to come, and there were some others who made decisions, and come later on as well. And what a wonderful time was had. Now let's go back to your travel. Now you flew all the way from the great state of Washington State.
We did.
And how was your flight?
Well, it was interesting.
It was very interesting. So we were originally supposed to fly in on Thursday. And about 3 or 4 days before the flight, we got an email from Alaska Airlines asking that if we wanted to switch our flight, they would give us a credit. And so we
did.
Well, we had to look and see if our schedule could handle it, and it could. So we actually ended up flying in on Wednesday instead of Thursday. But they didn't give us the same seats that we had on Wednesday.
It tells that.
We didn't get the same seats on Tuesday or that we were supposed to have on Thursday. We didn't get those on Wednesday. So our Thursday ones was towards the front of the plane, more leg room. The ones on Wednesday that we ended up getting, I think they would have probably put us in the bathroom if they could, but they tried to get us as close to it as they could, and not very much room. So,
we're fluffy
for a 5-hour flight. It was a little squishy and with leg room, but it was still it was a lot. It was good.
So what made it squishier is we got these. For the Helping Hands for Cruising thing, we had found these cool raffle or things to give away.
It's a travel backpack.
Yeah. And we thought, well, if the travel backpack and carry-on, we won't have to check in luggage. So we stuffed it under our seats, and they're huge. Well, that's where
they're bigger than we thought they would
bigger.
be.
They're like, so there's no place to put our feet.
There was nowhere to stretch our legs.
No.
Like, dang.
Well, how long was the flight?
5 hours.
5 hours. Okay.
5-hour flight. Yeah.
Wow, so that's almost to Germany. I mean,
the fun thing is, though, we got a window seat. Well, I got a window seat. He got stuck in the middle.
Oh no!
5 hours.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Yeah.
I love that song. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was good. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't bad. We like, because they have the movies you can watch, and we
Sure.
tried to take a nap. I didn't, wasn't real successful, but tried to, because we had to leave for the airport at 3 a.m.
So we got up at 2.
So we got up at 2. So we were a little tired and on the ground.
Crampy.
Just a little bit. Now, what airline did you take? Your mom asking.
Alaska Airline.
Alaska Airline. And I think I heard you say that. You were talking to somebody, and I overheard that as soon as I asked that question. Wow. I never flew Alaska Airline before.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Alaska?
Yes. So we did our very first Alaska cruise 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
On the Carnival Spirit.
Loved it.
And it took us a long time to actually do that cruise, because when you always watch the videos of people doing Alaska, it's the same weather that we have here. And so I was like, for me, cruising has always been warm weather, warm climate, going to the tropics and stuff like that. So I was like, why do we want to go somewhere that we're going to see the same stuff
that we live in?
Though, I mean, we have mountains, we have everything. We have the same type. We have glaciers. But my goodness, when we got up there,
we learned
why it was absolutely, and it is a fantastic cruise. We love it. We're going back next year, and we realize why so many people enjoy Alaska. It. Even if you are in a colder climate and stuff, you still got to do it. It was great. Yeah. And it wasn't that cold either, which was the only time, except for the only day that it was really cold was the day that we went up to through the Tracion Fjord close to the glacier. That was really the only really cold day. That was cold that day. That was
cold, yeah.
But the other days weren't too bad. And, one thing when you do Alaska, you always want to dress in layers so you can take them off, because you're going to take them off. You're going to put them on. You're going to they really have even on the same day, it really has a switch in the weather. It's pretty crazy up there. But we absolutely loved it.
Now, did you walk like an Eskimo? Well, I'm making up all this stuff.
You're going places.
That's a new song. I think you ought to record that.
Yeah, my mom. I always relate everything to music. It's like, walk like an Eskimo. Big Susanna Hoff fan. Big Susanna Hoff fan. But anyways, so it took you a little over 5 hours to get here. It by the way, just this is free for information. It's from Orlando to Atlanta. It's about to Frankfurt. It's about an 8.5 hour flight there, and coming back, you're looking at 9.5, almost 10, depends on the wind speed, because of the air jet stream.
Yeah.
And so you want against it. So, wow, 5.5 hours.
Yeah. But that was just get to Atlanta. That wasn't to get to Helen.
Yeah, to Helen. Yeah.
Once we landed in Atlanta, then we had to get our rental car.
That was almost as long as the flight.
It took us a little over an hour to get our rental car.
What?
And then what we thought was going to be about an hour and a half drive was about a 3-hour drive.
It was Atlanta traffic.
So we ended up getting to Helen. We left Seattle. Our flight was at 8, and we ended up getting to Helen about 7:30 at night. 7:30 at night.
Goodness. But you got there. That was Wednesday, right? You got there Wednesday.
That was Wednesday, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And of course we couldn't rest, because when we got there, Kurt Marsh was already there, and Mike and Ricky were already there. So they grabbed us along, and we went out for dinner and
to Cowboys and Angels.
Okay, all right.
Ate dinner there and everything. So we had a blast. We ended up not getting to bed till like midnight or so.
All right.
It was a long day for us.
Yes, no doubt. But hey, you were around fine folks there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh man, yeah. That's what I love about this YouTube community. I mean, they're great people everywhere.
Absolutely,
and we all come from different genres. Cruising. I'm Germany. I talk. I'm a German channel, but I also like to cruise. It's kind of hard to have one thing on one subject, because I'm Germany, and people, but I like to cruise too. No, I take that back. I love to cruise. So And when all the stuff started coming up about meetups and everything, and I didn't want it to be Magnificent Germany with Darren Meetup in Helen. You know, wouldn't it be cool to get a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of people from sewing to cruising to whatever together. This is after we even knew there was going to be a meetup, because I don't know if you heard the story about how we came up with the meetup. Did you hear that story?
I think you had told me at one point.
Well, I'll summarize it. We're talking about this thing called spaghetti ice. Go figure. It's behind us in the picture here. Spaghetti ice. By the way, I took that picture in Germany. That's the German spaghetti ice. And it was me, Blaine, and some other folks on a late night live stream. It's like 2:00 in the morning. We're thinking, no one's listening. There's, I think, 4 people in the chat. We're just in there talking. And I said, hey, Blaine, I heard they got spaghetti ice in Helen, Georgia now. You want to go? He goes, let's go. I said, all right. So we did. And then next thing I know, we're just talking about, oh, it'd be cool to have a meetup and just talk about little stuff, but nothing official. Next thing I know, I got a message. Oh, I booked my flights to Atlanta. I'm like, oh my goodness, what in the world? Then I got someone else. Rafi called and says, I'm coming. I'm flying from Tulsa. And then all these other folks. And anyways, long story short, we're at a restaurant. We're at the Bondesee, right across the street from the Hellendorf on the east side. And there was like 37 people there. I said, guys, welcome to the first annual Helen, Georgia meetup. And it's been growing ever since. And it's been a wonderful time. And I can't wait. By the way, 355 days and a wake up from this very moment. It's going to happen again. So that's going to be awesome. So you get to Helen, right? You're having fun. Kurt, Marsha, Mike, and Ricky, everything. And you went out to eat. You woke up the next morning. Now, I love this. I was having a crack up session watching y'all live and listening to y'all live when you're out there by the river. So it was See Me Traveling's live stream, right? Not yours, not your live stream.
Correct. Yeah, it was their morning coffee talk.
Morning coffee talk. That's right. Well, I was in crack up city, like I was just saying. It was crack up city when going down the road. You almost had me wreck because I was laughing so hard. Especially, can you tell me what Kurt said that he would do if he had 4 figures?
He was going to do the polar plunge if he had 4 figures. $10.50 is 4 figures.
That's what.
So $10. If he said 4 figures, he didn't specify where that decimal point had to be.
Exactly. So and when you said that, and the way you said it, and the timing that you said it, cracked me up, and I was like, I was having my own little crack up party. But,
it kind of shocked him too.
Yeah, because his eyes like, what do I say now? You know? Oh my goodness! So y'all had the live stream, and that was a lot of fun, and seeing y'all together, was a lot of fun. All in the same area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one thing we see each other on digital all the time. Video feed, whatever. Live streams, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. But it's different when it's in person.
It is. It really is. It's different when you're in person, and it's a lot nicer when you're there and you can touch somebody and you can, see them face to face. It's a whole lot. It's really cool. So all the people that we got to meet on that weekend, it was a lot of fun.
That was awesome. I had a premiere tonight, which I saw y'all were there.
Yeah, it's great.
My video, y'all were in there, had y'all talking.
Yeah.
And then Eric B had his came on later.
Yeah, I was watching and listening to his and everything also. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful job. But we love old Eric B. We traveled to Germany together. We meet up over there and stuff like that. And it just a fun guy. But anyway, so you were at the live stream, okay? Yep. What did you do after the live stream when you closed up and Kurt's still shivering in his boots over the 50 cents?
So
we went to get the cat head.
We did. We went and got the cat head, or as we like to tell Kurt, the kitty cat biscuits. But the biscuits at was it Dolly's?
Dottie's?
Dottie's Kitchen, yeah. Yeah.
How were they?
We got breakfast there. That was a lot of fun. It was kind of a buffet style. Really enjoyed
The
it.
staff was super friendly.
The staff was awesome. Absolutely. So we had a lot of fun there.
Yeah, there's something to be said about the southern hospitality. It's very different from Seattle. So we really enjoyed that.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I understand, didn't you bring some home? You flew some biscuits home? Was that you?
No, we didn't bring any biscuits.
Paul gave us some. He said, "Hey, if you like Little Debbie's, you're gonna love
that's
these."
right. Yeah, Paul gave us. They didn't make it to the airport.
Yeah,
to the plane, but he gave us these little pastry things that were fantastic.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking it was.
We ate those on the way to the airport.
Yeah.
On our drive.
Gotcha. Wow. Yeah. Dottie's. I've never been to Dottie's. Now, let me rewind. I've been to Dottie's, but it was so packed I couldn't get in, and twice, every time. Every time. So I've been to Dottie's, but I haven't had anything at Dottie's because it was so packed. Because it's very popular. So one of these days, and I've been to Helen many times. But the first time I was there was back in 1996. I think that was my first time going there, and 96. Yeah, and the last time I was there was in November. My family and I, Thanksgiving week, we spent time there. I want to be home by Thanksgiving. I love being home, with my family and, and stuff like that. But we were there like 4 days, but we rented a cabin out in the woods there and just absolutely loved it. Of course, went into town, had spaghetti eyes, all that stuff. But it's all good. So I got to get to Dottie. So I can't wait to see. Did you get any video of that?
We got a little bit of video of it. Didn't get a whole lot of Dottie's, but I did get a little bit. Kind of showed the menu and a little bit of the food and everything.
And the size of the biscuits.
The size of the biscuits was so good. But we also got some scrambled eggs, and I got jalapenos with it. And then the chef gave me another.
You're a jalapeno man?
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Insane.
I love jalapeno. In fact, and I love hot, spicy, and so we even did the pepper challenge.
Oh, explain that.
So was that on Saturday?
I think it was Saturday.
On Saturday,
he and Ricky.
And so it was actually Kurt's idea for us to go to the Pepper Palace and do the challenge, the pepper challenge. And so when we got there, Kurt ended up not wanting to do it. He had to go taste the jellies and
sniff the jellies and taste the spices.
Yeah, there you go.
I can see him doing that.
But Ricky from Clock Family Adventures, Mike's wife, and I did do the pepper challenge, and we made it all the way around to the very last one. And then they have another pepper, another thing there. They said
you have to sign a waiver.
You have to sign a waiver before we allow you to taste
and I'm
this one.
Don't you dare!
And I was we were there for like a half an hour. I was contemplating doing it
absolutely
because
not.
Ricky and I went all the way through, and I mean there was some heat, but it was more of the flavoring, and so it was really good. The heat didn't last very long at all, and we made it all the way to the end. And I wanted to try that, and then he started telling me, there has been people,
throwing
up, running out,
all sorts of,
if you have a heart attack, we got to call an ambulance. It's all on you. And I'm just like, I was still very tempted to try it, but
Ricky was like, "Nope, I'm out." And then he's like, "Well, maybe." And I'm like,
and Cindy was like, "Don't you dare."
Wow,
this is not what we're going to bury you, so you better not.
Ooh, that's tempting fate, wasn't it? Ooh,
yeah.
Boy.
It was. We were
the ghost peppers and the scorpion peppers and all, the super hot stuff.
And we went all the way to the end, the ghost peppers, all that stuff. It was, and I mean, it was kind of hot, but it wasn't like tearing and sweating and all this kind of stuff.
Hot.
It wasn't. Anyways, for us, it wasn't that way.
We got 4 bottles, and they arrived
we did.
the other day.
We ended up buying 4 bottles, and they got here yesterday.
What you put on ice cream?
Yeah, one of them is a cinnamon one that you can put on ice cream.
Yes, we got that. So
what? I never heard of that one.
I either tried. I'm like, I gotta try this.
Yeah, so we bought a bottle of that too. So we're gonna definitely.
So I asked Ricky, if you were gonna buy, what would you buy? And she was like, I'd get that one, and that one. I'm like, okay, we're getting those. And he's like, oh, I need this one. Okay, that's 4. Let's stop.
Wow. Wow.
Well, if you buy 3, they give you a 4th one for free. So.
Oh.
So.
It was fun.
I love hot sauce. I like it. But anything that says you got to sign a waiver, I'm gonna
right.
I'm telling you though, it was so tempting, and I can't remember what they called it.
I don't know,
but it was in this black bottle. You remember the cartoons that you would have where they have this black bottle with the skull face on it? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, it was that kind of bottle. Now it didn't have the skull face, but it was that kind of bottle. And I was still tempted. I was like, oh
wow.
But
my beautiful wife.
Next time we go to Helen, I may do it.
Yeah.
I may do it.
Well, let me know. I want to be there when when it happens.
It'll be some good video, I'll tell you that.
my beautiful wife surprised me one day. Now I love chicken wings, okay? And of course, I haven't had a fried chicken wing in a long time because I've been on this diet since October 22. Almost 65 pounds down, by the way.
Wow, that is awesome.
I kept saying 64, but I'm 64.8. So that's pretty close to 65, but I'm not at 65 yet. So I'm 64.8. And that was just this morning. And anyway, so she surprised me with some chicken wings from Zaxby's of all places. It's called Zaxby's. So she don't like hot stuff, you know. She goes, I need hot wings, and the guy says, well, how hot? Well, my husband likes it hot. So but no, she didn't know this, but the guy says, okay, here it is, and come to find out, it was suicide. It was called suicide. Hot sauce, and I didn't know that. She didn't know that. So I got home, and she goes, I got a surprise. Well, thank you. I was like, man, this is great, you know. And a football game was coming on. You know, I was there. I got my lazy boy. I'm like, I got a big old glass of tea. That's all I need. You know, and so I got chicken wing, and I went, this is good. Oh, it was the hottest thing I ever had in my life. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. And you know the Facebook memories thing?
Yeah.
It popped up. It's been about a year. It was probably coming up pretty soon. It's probably about 7 years ago, and I wrote up something. It was funny. So if I get it, I'll make sure you see it.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget that. So you went to Dottie's. Yes, you went to Dottie's, had breakfast, had a good time, and I can't wait to see those biscuits. You know, the big.
Yeah, they were huge.
It's good.
They were big.
And the staff was super polite. It was just a good experience.
It was an absolute great experience.
You know, there's nothing like good service. You know, that's why I come back to places, because of good service, great service. You know, not overwhelming service. You know what I mean? You don't want that either. You know, but it's just like you were saying earlier, great hospitality. You know, welcoming. You know, I love that, and that's what I like about Hoffers. We'll talk about Hoffers here in a minute, but the Hoffers servers are awesome. It's pretty cool. You know, I'm not patting myself on the back, but they still have my card from when I gave it to them 4 years ago up there. So,
nice.
All right. So I walked in, and 3 of the ladies said, Darren's here. Like, and I was like, what in the world? And there was people out there like, what in the world? The guy, Jeff, he was like, they know you? I said, yeah. Well, I've been coming here, you know, not only during the meetups, but, you know, on my own too. But it was pretty cool. We'll get back to Hoffers. So after Dottie's, what'd y'all do that day on that Wednesday?
Then we went to the falls.
We went to Ruby Falls. Yeah. It was a beautiful drive up there.
That was awesome. The drive was awesome.
And it has a different.
On the way down, they added a lake.
Yeah. So. But the forest is different for us, you know, because it's heavy pine forest where we're at, and there's more of a, you know, whatever the trees are that aren't pine that drop their leaves every winter. Deciduous. I never can. But anyway, the forests are very different. Yeah, that word. The forests are very different. So it was interesting for us to drive up there, and then we got a real explanation of how haulers work, because Kurt with See Me Travel has you know,
gave us the 411 on haulers, so that was awesome.
Yeah. So
okay.
and the waterfalls at the back of the holler. So we took the trail. It was beautiful. The sound of the river, the crisp day. It was very sunny.
What I really liked about it too is the trail is paved, so even if you have mobility issues, you can get all the way up to the falls, which is very, very cool. Here in Washington, they're not like that. It's gravel, it's dirt, it's mud sometimes, and all that kind of stuff to go to the falls. That was very cool. I really liked that they had that the trail was paved so that anybody could, take their scooter even up there or wheelchair, whatever. It was awesome.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. It was beautiful. And then Kurt, he was kind of, giving us the 411 on how things work. And then we're on the way. We met a groundhog, which was super cool because we don't have those here.
I heard about that.
Yeah, which will be in one of our videos. It will be on our video.
He's a big old fat thing.
He's a big old fat thing. Yeah, it was funny because I don't know if it was you or someone saw it come down out of the tree, and then it was kind of mulling around, and then it went behind some rocks, and then it came out, and it was within 5 feet of us. It was the coolest thing.
Yeah, and it's kind of posed and did some.
Yeah, it did. It like really came out, and it was almost like it was coming out for a photo shoot because it was just standing there staring at us. Yeah. So it was awesome.
You never know.
Fun. And then on the way back down, Kurt reached over and filled his hand with some dribbling stuff off the mountainside and drank it. And I'm like, "You're gonna die, buddy! What are you doing?"
But then she ended up drinking it too.
Yeah. Then he told me.
I was going to say that water's crystal clear.
Yeah.
So he told me all about it, and it was like a once in a lifetime thing, and you got to try it. It's delicious. So I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. And it actually was.
Here. You're still here.
And we didn't die of dysentery, so we're okay.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of mobility, on the trail going up, I don't know. Did you see that video that I made from the very first meetup with Kenneth?
Yeah, with Kenny. Yeah.
Man, that was something else amazing to be a part of. There was a lot of people. That Rafi was there. A lot of people. Ronnie and Blaine was there. All these folks. And I kept telling Kenneth, I said, Kenneth, now you don't have to prove anything to anybody. Okay. We don't want you to get hurt. We don't want you. We want you to be safe. He goes, no, I'm determined. I'm going to do it. And he was. It took him forever to get up there. I mean, but he did it. And he everybody was passing him and everything and clapping and all that stuff. But when we got to the very end, and several people picked him up. I was filming it, because I can't lift anything. I got a bad back. But there were people picking him up, Raphael, Ronnie, and Blaine, and brought him up the last step up there. I felt like I was in a Hallmark movie or a Lifetime for Women, whatever it is. And the slow motion, everybody's like, all the people that passed us waited for us to get up there, and they were waiting for it because he kept going, and it was just an awesome feeling, to be there. I was like, that's like I'm in a Hallmark movie, but it had all the waterfalls in the background, all that stuff. But so if anybody's listening right now, don't let anything stop you from getting up there. You could do it. You could do it. That's for sure. So you got up there now. How did you find? Was it okay for y'all for walking? I mean, did you find it?
It was fine. Yeah,
there's just one steep part where you got winded, but after you got over that steep part.
Oh, in the middle, it goes up.
It's kind of whoop, but it's still short.
Yeah, but it levels out. It levels out there.
Yeah.
I know exactly which one.
I just dory it all the way up. Just keep swimming, and you're up there.
Oh, I like that. See, I relate to stuff like that. Oh, I like that. Keep on swimming. That's good stuff. But wasn't that a pretty reward though when you got up there and then you saw the waterfalls?
It was because they have the two different falls, that come into one, and it was gorgeous. Yeah, it was.
They have benches all along the way. Then they have flora and fauna signs so you can see what you're looking at. It was really cool. And if you stop at the gift shop, ahead of time, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can educate yourself on what you're going to see on the way up.
Yes.
Kurt did it. He stopped in, got some stuff and shared on the way up and on the way down. So it's worth the stop in there.
Absolutely. Now, did you take advantage of being a vet? Did they take care of you up there?
They did.
They let the whole van in.
It was really cool because when we got to the gate, they asked if anyone was a veteran. Said I was. They let the whole van, so all of us got in free.
That's awesome.
Very, very cool.
I love
they took
that.
care of us. That was awesome. It was fantastic. Really enjoyed it.
Because I mentioned it several times, like on live streams, so like, hey, if you're a vet and everything, I just want to make sure. And you're the third person that said they got it, so I'm glad.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's kind of nice, but and I appreciate them doing that. I don't take advantage of that, but I appreciate that. Well, I didn't even know. I've been up there a bunch of times and I didn't know, and until a guy says he saw my I got a disabled plate on my truck. He goes, "You're a vet?" I said, I am. Thank you. He goes, "Here." He gave me my money back. He goes, "Vets get in free." I'm like, "What?" Well, thank you, and everything. So, but I probably paid about 5 times at least. but if that helps somebody, that's good stuff. So after the falls, what did you do?
And then we drove around for a little bit.
We tried to see the castle.
Before we did that, we drove around, saw a bunch of cabins and these barrel cabins and these different cabins that we're actually thinking about after seeing those of going there in the summertime and rent one of those cabins. And then
How about that?
Rafting and some of the
Yes.
like that. So we're thinking about that. I don't know if it'll be this year, but we are thinking about doing that in the future. So we drove around and saw those. Mike Clock was our chauffeur or Uber driver. He did a fantastic job.
He's a good driver.
That's great.
Oh, and then after we did that, we tried to go see the castle, but the castle wasn't open because it's only open on Saturdays and Sundays. So after we did that, we went back into town and we did the coaster. We had a lot of fun doing that, the mountain coaster.
That's
All right. Now, Syndi, I'm going to start with you. How did you like the coaster?
I thought it was fun. So when you get in and it looks pretty safe and everything, and they were loading us in, and we're just got one little strap. I'm like, okay, we can do this because I really want to be like,
We can do it.
Me in tight. I want to just feel free to just make sure I'm not going to die. So, but they give you a seatbelt, and they said, okay, here's your handbrakes. Down if you want to stop, up if you want to go, or whatever.
No, forward to go. Let them up to slow down.
Yeah, they had to explain that a couple of times. So then we took off, and I'm like feeling confident, but then we start going up this thing forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and then I'm like, well, maybe I am gonna die. So we get to the top, and there's a guy at the top, and he says, push the handles forward, and I'm like, he said all the way forward. I'm like, okay, like all the way forward. And then off we went, and it wasn't really bad. There was some screaming, there was some hollering, there was some shrieking, but I didn't die. Made it all the way to the bottom, did the corkscrew. It was fun.
So how many times did you break?
Well, it was a lot. But I didn't want you to catch up because I didn't want him to catch up to me. And then, then he was like, oh, you big chicken, you didn't go very fast. So I'm like trying to go as fast as possible so he can't catch up to me. And I did. I was there like probably 30, 40 seconds before you got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a good job. You really did.
Because he didn't break.
I didn't break at all.
You didn't break at all?
No.
Wow.
No, it was fun. There was a couple times, especially when you're doing the corkscrew, I'm like, oh, should I break on this? Because you have I know it's attached to the track, but you still have this feeling like, man, I could like tip this thing over or something. I'm like, but no,
it feels like it is.
It felt like it, yeah. And so it was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it.
There's a place, a great place for a photo op and video op. And I didn't think about this to tell anybody, but I'm gonna write this down to let folks know in the future. To have one person stand in a certain spot and you can see you probably get a good 15-second clip of coming around just the last part. You'll see them in the distance, and you'll come around, and you'll see them screaming, "Ah!" So if you stand right there in the corner, you'll see it. Did you find that spot by any chance?
I did. I got Kurt and Marcia at that spot.
Good.
But Mike and Ricky they went before us. Yeah, Mike and Ricky were in front of us. So, but I got to shoot them. And it was beautiful. And there's some other stuff. Like Kurt said, if you go like by the steps, you can shoot down the street and have a cute, street scene of the bridge and everything. And so there's lots of photo ops up there.
So overall, on a scale of 1 to 10 for the coaster, Alpine coaster, what would you rate it?
Oh man,
that is our one and only Alpine coaster we've ever done.
It is, but we did that one on Mount Hood.
That's a toboggan, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, well, it's still the same type of setup. I would give it an 8 or a 9. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I really would. I would rate it way up there.
That's awesome.
On Mount Hood, they have a toboggan that it's on a ski run in the summer. They put you down a toboggan run, and it's forever.
Yeah, it's long because it's where they normally do the ski runs is these tracks. So in the wintertime, it's covered by snow and everything. But
so that's a super long ride, but it's not as fast.
It's not as fast.
That's what we went on.
It's a more
and it's a toboggan.
So, yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome. Hey, if I ever get y'all to go to Germany, boy, I'll take you some Alpine coasters in the Alps, in the German Austrian Alps. Oh my goodness. There's a little disclaimer about the whole going to Germany thing, with the castles and all that stuff. Once you go, you're hooked. I mean, I take people a lot, groups, and I make a lot of itineraries. I made a lot of itineraries, especially from the SeaWorld days, to present. To present, I made my 80th one a week before I left for Helen, and it's a pleasure. I get a pleasure out of it, and whatnot. And but anyways, I get phone calls all the time, or contact. Darren, we never thought of Germany, about going to Germany, and da 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 da. And my best story, not to get off topic here, was two school teachers. Well, one, he's retired Army, retired Sergeant Major. Then he became a school teacher, right? And spent 20 years as a school teacher. Well, his wife was a retired principal. So he was retired Army, and then retired. He spent I think 19 years he goes, I'm done. And they've been traveling, and they've been going to Rome and Paris for years. It's like every year, Rome, Paris. Well, they saw one of my videos, and I was talking about itineraries and everything. And he was like, man, look, we got to check out Germany, because he was in the Army all those years, but he was in Korea. He's been in Germany, but never stationed there. He was in Korea and all those other places. And by the way, he was in Fort Lewis too, Tacoma. And but anyways, and he was and he was trying to get his wife to let's check it out, and she was skeptical. She's like, I don't know. We go to Rome and Paris, and I like it there, and I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. He goes, let's just try. We were doing like a video call like this, and she's like, but I guess so. Let's do it one time and see. Well, I think they're on their 6th trip now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is where's Rome? Where's because we did our fill there, and it goes, and then they'll go back. But we had no idea that Germany was like a tourist destination, and I was like, yeah. I mean, people think of all kinds of stuff, like Hitler days, and everybody's all doing all this stuff and everything, and which is totally opposite. And once they do, it's kind of funny, how that works out. But anyways, that's for another day. Let's get back to Helen. We're going back to Helen. Let's go back. Everybody say, we're going back to Helen.
We're going back to Helen.
We're going back to Helen. 2025. Anyway, so you went to the Alpine. Now, all that was in one day, right? That was Wednesday.
Yep. That was on Thursday, which was Thursday. Which was
Thursday. Okay. Oh, that's right, because you have breakfast at Dottie's. Okay.
Yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous day. It was the best day that we were there. It was on Thursday. Not a cloud in the sky. It was about I don't know. I think it's 70 or just a little bit over
was
70
nice.
that day. It was really, really nice. Yeah.
And then we went to the Bavarian Village restaurant for late lunch, early dinner. And we met Tom and
Terry?
No.
No. That was on Saturday.
Smith.
We met Tom.
Smith. We met
Scott
someone.
Smith, Scott and Gina.
Or Scott
Scott and Gina.
Scott and Gina.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
We met so many people trying to keep her.
Did you know Gina has a YouTube channel?
She had said that she had just started.
YouTube. I did not know that. I subscribed to her. I'm like, you're kidding me. Because she made a comment on my video. I'm like, who's this? And then it's got like, that's Nina. Oh, okay. So I was like, well, I'm gonna check you out.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So you had at the Bavarian Inn.
Yep, we had at the very end. We had a great, fun time talking with them and getting to know them a little better. And the food was good. And they had.
What'd you eat?
Well, I did the veggie platter. Have a whole different kinds of the different veggies and stuff. And he did the.
What did I have? I had the prawns, or was it the?
I have no idea what you had.
Yeah, I think I had prawns there and a pasta dish. It was really good.
A possum dish.
Yeah, it had noodles, so it was kind
But
of.
I think it's the
You
kind
ate
of
possum?
Yeah, it was noodles. I know it had noodles in it. I can't remember what it was called, but it had prawns.
Really?
Yeah.
You wait a minute. You ate possum.
No, pasta.
Oh, pasta. Oh my goodness. What?
He's
I'm
got
never
real unusual taste.
going there again.
But they have these little antlers all over the walls.
See,
Little
I said it like
tiny-
3 times. You're like, yeah. I'm like, what? I'm coming up on
Sometimes I can't hear. No, yeah, no, it was noodles like pasta.
pasta. Okay, it was
Yeah.
a possum.
It was really good though. It really was.
Yeah.
Hey, well, awesome possum.
Yeah.
I cracked myself up. All right, and then Thursday. That was the day. It was the day I finally got to meet y'all. We gave each other a hug, all of us, and it was like so glad to meet y'all. We had a Paul's Steakhouse, and that was so cool. We were there about I guess an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's go to Paul's Steakhouse, and Eric trickled in, Rafi trickled in, Blaine was there. There's some other folks there as well. Simi was there.
Yeah.
I think the Clocks were there, and Lori sent. I mean, all these people were there. Ari. Oh no, Ari wasn't there, but Corn was there. Then my mom was there and everything. So that was a good time. Now, did you get the prime rib? Was that you that got that?
No, we had ate a late lunch, so the only thing we got there was desserts. I got their key lime pie, which was really good.
You like that?
Yeah, they had a good key lime pie.
Did both of y'all have key lime?
No.
She can't handle anything tart, and you could eat stuff that you don't even think is tart. You give it to her, and all of a sudden she just starts shaking and squinting her eyes. So no, she did not have. I had her try a taste. I did have her give a bite because I told her it's not bad, but
It's still
for her, she can't handle any tartness at all.
No, I'm just thinking about it right now. It's making me feel.
See, right? Well, I was doing the same thing about the possum. I was like, oh no. Yeah, I was like, wow.
But it was good. That possum was good.
Man, three times I said, possum? Are you saying possum? Yeah, I'm saying possum. What? And ironically, I just put a video out about this time last night. It was late last night, and eating Met. You know what Met is?
No, Met.
It's METT. Zwiebelbrötchen. It's a German delicacy. Okay, and but it's, I kid you not, raw pork with onions on bread. Yes.
Wow.
Disgusting sounding, right?
Yeah.
Well, about 5 years prior, I had it in my hand. and I chickened out. I was like, I'm not eating raw pork. My mama always told me never eat raw pork. So I'm not gonna eat no raw pork. I don't want to die, you know. So I was like, no, thank you. We're during the C word days. My German friends, we did a lot of live streams and everything. We're talking about it. He goes, when I meet you, Darren, we're gonna eat Zubermitbrötchen. I was like, you know what? When that happens, I'll do it. I'll do it. And being a man of my word, we met up in Dusseldorf, Germany. And I didn't know there was a surprise waiting for me. Another guy, Dutch gamer, he lives in the Netherlands. Took a train from the Netherlands to Germany to meet me. I didn't know that. They knew about it, but I didn't. And long story short, we're sitting there, and I wasn't saying a word about anything. I mean, I was like, whenever they I'm a man of my word, but I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm like, whatever. And then he goes, so Darren, I knew what was coming. I'm like, yes. And he goes, and he ordered it. I was like, hey, I'm a man of my word. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm doing this, try not to show it, but I was. And so I got it right there, and I'm thinking, oh man, this is going to be awful. I took a bite of that Met. I put onions on it. I put some salt and pepper on it to give me something, bro. I took a bite thinking it was going to be the nastiest thing I ever tasted in my life. And to my surprise, this is good. Am I going to die? And they're like, no, you're not going to die. I'm like, because this is really good. And it's a special kind of pork and, stuff like that. But it's got to be fresh, I guess, right off the oinker. whatever. But so I was like, this is really, really good. And I took another bite. I was like, okay, this isn't bad. I got this. And then Dutch gamer with his accent, that did not help. He goes, hey, you're eating raw pork. And when he said that, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want no more. Oh, I swallowed it. I was like, oh, why'd you say that? He's over there. But I was will I do that again? Absolutely not. I will not do that again. It's not going to happen. But so I don't want any Met, and I don't want no possum. And I guarantee you those are true factual words that I will not do.
We had to stop talking about cat head biscuits to Kurt because he was like not going to be able to do it if we kept talking about it.
I didn't realize he was having a problem with that.
Oh, he was like, don't stop.
This sounds gross.
Don't do it. Stop.
I got to remember that when I'm going to have Kurt Marsha on a podcast as well too. So I'm going to have to bring that up. Yeah. Don't tell him to say anything. Shh. All right. So we'll definitely do that. So Thursday, everybody was tired. We had a good time at the place. I started vlogging everything, interviewed y'all. Everybody was there. We had a good time. That was a good time. Friday morning. Now I was at. Now you went to Hoffers. We met at Hoffers.
Yep.
What did you think of Hoffers?
It was good. So we walked in, and the first thing you see is
display cases.
The display case of all the pastries, and we're like, oh,
all the cakes.
Those things look so good.
So right off the bat, you're like, oh my goodness. Yeah. And then they have lace curtains, and they're in their little outfits.
The dirndls?
Yes. Our friends that came with us from Texas, Chris and Jake. They have those. They bought. She has what's it called?
A dirndl.
A dirndl. She has a dirndl, and he has I believe he's got the shorts and the suspenders.
That's what I had. The lederhosen.
Yes.
That's what I had there on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I really like those people. I really like them. They're really nice. And we get talking. We were talking back and forth. It was like, oh wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
That was her first language. She can pick
I can tell.
She can pick it up real quick. I mean, she's lived in the States since I think she was 3, but her mother is fluent and speaks German very fluently and with a very thick accent. So it's they're fun. They're fun to travel with, and
they were a pleasure to talk to, and everything, and especially talk about Germany and stuff. Because I would say stuff, she goes, "Oh yeah," and she'll tell me, "Yeah, exactly. We're right there." Yeah. Then I say something, she goes, "Yeah." And we kept saying, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And her husband sitting there, whatever you're saying. So, that was a lot of fun. I love Hoffers. Like I said, their food is just amazing. I love the omelets and stuff like that. And again, the service. I think the service there is top notch.
Yeah.
And they're known for that. They're known for that. There are a lot of YouTubers out of Helen, believe it or not. And they talk about Hoffers, and every one of them talk about the service and how good it is and whatnot. But I think it's awesome. And what y'all do after? What y'all do after Hoffers?
Then
we went back. It was kind of rainy, so we went back to the hotel in the clock chauffeured van, and then we we walked around a little bit.
Yeah, we walked the town. We walked all the shops and explored. Just did some more exploring there on foot, walking across the bridge and just seeing all the cool shops and all of the stuff. It was very cool.
Now,
a lot of the shops remind us of the town that we have here, Leavenworth. Now, Leavenworth is not as big as Helen. It's real. Most of the stuff within Leavenworth is about a 3x3 block radius for most of Leavenworth. It was very cool walking through all the different shops and seeing everything and stuff. It was very cool.
And then we were all just watching our clocks because it was, time for spaghetti ice on Friday.
Yep. So, there are a lot of people watching clocks. Speaking of clocks, Did you see that little segment in my video?
Yeah.
The clocks.
I'm looking out and I'm like, what in the world is he doing? And then I said, do it again, and he did. I was like, video out. And then you're like one side of the street. Everybody was. I got a couple shots of that. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
it was fun to wander and bump into people.
Yeah.
Because
that's right.
And there were people. It was really cool because a lot of people came in on Friday also, and so while we're walking around, more and more people got to meet. Billy J and Sherry and Danny came in on Friday. Meeting all these different people that we're friends through YouTube. We've been on lives together. We've seen each other, but to finally be able to meet people in person was a lot of fun.
That's right. And Billy J, he mentioned Captain Billy J. He mentioned this is like being on a cruise ship on land because
it really was. It really was.
Oh man, that's awesome. But the people is what makes it. And like I said, these groups from different areas, different genres, whatever you want to call it, it makes a community shine. Coming from different backgrounds, different interests, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And this is why I love it, and it's feeding more into the Helen machine. This is great. I have ideas I'll talk about as we go here. We're gonna make things better next year. That I say where I can make some things, change some things up. We'll talk about that. But later on that day, you're watching the clocks, right? You're watching Mike and Ricky. I was kidding. You're watching. And we made it to Das Ice Cream.
We did.
What's your take on Das Ice Cafe?
I thought it was very cool. First of all, this the gentleman that owns it that was there, and then he had one person in there helping him. Fantastic. It was great. Enjoyed the spaghetti ice. It was the first time that I had spaghetti ice.
Awesome.
And it was a lot of fun, but they have a lot of other options there too. It was pretty crazy seeing all the options on the wall that they have, including alcoholic ones, and they even had some vegan options there and everything.
They did. Yeah, they did.
Very, very, very cool of all the different options that they had. It was a lot of fun, and seeing everybody, and we got to meet more people there.
We got to meet Kathy Mills there, which was
we got to meet Kathy Mills. which was a lot of fun. And James and Cindy Cantonese, got to meet them at that one, which was a lot of fun too.
And Eddie and Alice were there.
Eddie and Alice, yeah, they came in.
Yeah,
and,
just as people started rolling in, you're like, oh, there's.
And yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think that's we just got a chance to meet a lot of different people there again, where people were coming in. So it was a lot of fun.
It was fun, and it was raining and a little bit cold, so we ran and hid. It got warm in the Clock's van, but we could see people coming in.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was like, they're in the van.
Yeah, we're in the van.
What did you think about the spaghetti ice?
It was good. With the vanilla ice cream, I mean, it looks like spaghetti, and I was watching them do it. I think I got it on video, putting it through the machine, and then I don't know what those were, but the things that made it look like meatballs,
Ferrero Rocher or something like that.
Something like
exactly.
Really good. So really, I enjoyed it.
Now, one thing I will say, spaghetti ice in Germany is different. There's a taste different. I'm not taking anything away from Helen. Oh, they do a wonderful job. In fact, all that stuff, all the cream is handmade. They make the job. They do all that stuff themselves. Das Ice, they won all kinds of awards for their ice cream. Not worldwide, stateside wise, at least I know that. It could be worldwide, but so I'm not taking anything away by saying this. It just tastes different. Like in Germany, there's you hear me saying, you hear people saying fresh, because fresh, everything's fresh over there. There are no preservatives of anything, no high fructose corn syrup, any of that stuff that makes me swell. You know what I mean? And it's not allowed, and I wish it wasn't allowed here. I'm a proud American. I'm always, I'm proud to be American, and I don't like saying anything about us, but I wish we could change some of that, to make it taste better. So there's nothing wrong with that. Or healthy. I want to be healthy.
Yeah, healthy.
So so the taste is different. The Das Eis is excellent. The spaghetti ice in Germany is excellent, and I actually met the inventor of spaghetti ice. His name, now you may not have heard me say this, but his name is Dario Fontanella. Okay. All right. They were Italian immigrants from Italy. His parents moved up like in the 50s, in the early 50s, up to Germany. They were experiencing an economic boom. They wanted to open up an ice cream shop in Germany. Well, they were in Mannheim, Germany. Well, when Dario was 19 years old in 1969, okay. Now, I was born in 1969. All right. And my name is Darion, and his name is Dario. Now, see the thing there? Okay. Well, his dad says, one day you're gonna have this ice cream shop by yourself. You need to come up with some of your old concoctions. Come up with something fun. And so, so he started out. He made ice cream out of a cheeseburger, and it's still there, by the way. Then the spaghetti ice. Somebody go, if I put this, it looks like noodles. It looks like spaghetti. They're Italian. Ooh, spaghetti, and everything. So he came up with this. So I got to meet him. And long story short, I had my first spaghetti ice when I was 7 years old, living in Germany, because I was there as a kid. My dad was there in the United States Army, and so I was there as a kid. And then on Wednesday nights after church, the whole church would go get spaghetti ice. And when I first saw it, I don't want that. I don't want no spaghetti. I want some ice cream. And when I bet it was over. So I was 7 years old. Okay, so it's embedded in me. And then I went in the military myself back in the 80s and got to Germany. I'm cutting out a lot of stuff because we'll be here forever. But I was like, oh man, this is great. Well, it took me 19 years to get back in 2008, and I've been back 26 times now since 2008. I lost count. 27 times. No, I think 26 times next week. And I said, spaghetti. Well, 2 times ago, I wanted to go see if I could meet Dario Fontanella. I thought that'd be pretty cool because I found out, he's still working in it. I'm like, well, let me go see. So I went to the original Ice Cafe shop and I sat there. I don't want to be all starstruck. Hey, it's Darwood. I don't want to do all that. So I got my ice cream. We're on the outside patio. I'm eating my ice cream and everything. And I asked the waiter, I said, is Helen Fontanella here? He goes, he's not at this location. And I said, okay, no problem. And then he kept talking. He goes, he's at the other location. I'm like, what location? There's another place like this? So he gave me directions. Like it was like 3 blocks away. And I walked there and I found it. And I'm sitting there on another outside. I'm like, well, darn, I'm going to have to get some more spaghetti eyes. Well, I guess somebody's got to do it. So I order spaghetti eyes. And I asked this guy, and a real short Italian guy, his name is Reno. And I said, is Helen Fontanella here? And he goes, busy, busy. That's all he could say was busy, busy. I said, well, no, well, don't bother him. I said, but I'll take some spaghetti eyes. He goes, okay. And he goes, why? And I pulled out my card and it's got the picture of me eating spaghetti ice on it. It was an older card, a different one, but the same picture. And he goes, I'm sorry, busy. And he went off. I'm thinking, okay, well, he's busy. Just give me my spaghetti ice. I'll be on my way. Well, I was there about 5 minutes and I'm sitting there. Okay. I'm right on the edge of the road and everything. And everybody else, and I see this guy walk out taking off an apron. I'm not thinking anything of it. He's got this big plate of spaghetti ice. All right. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, that's a huge thing of spaghetti ice. Like that. And they started walking towards my table. And he's getting closer. I'm like, man, that's a big bowl of spaghetti ice. And he kept getting closer. Then I started doing this. I'm like, where is he going? And then by the time I looked around and turned around, he goes, Viva. I'm like, Dario Fontanella. He goes, yeah. He goes, I made this for you. I'm like, what? The little guy Reno went back there and told him, hey, I got this guy here. He's got spaghetti ice asking for you and everything. So he stopped what he was doing and he came. I said, man, this is all. I said, I know you're busy. Can I get your picture? And just talk to you. Sure. So we went to the window, got a picture and a little thing. And that's on my wall here. Hang on a second. I got to show you this. This is a picture of Dario Fontanella and myself.
Oh wow, that is a huge bowl. Oh, my word.
That's the adventure. That's the guy who came up with it. And again, Dario, and I'm Darion. He's Dario, and everything. So I got to meet him, and he subscribed to my channel. He took out this phone and he started putting my channel. He goes, I subscribed. I'm like, man, that's cool. I got the owner, the owner and adventure to subscribe to my channel. I didn't even ask him. But anyway, so I had to give that little story there. That wasn't planned. That was awesome. one of those not planned things. But yeah, the ice cream's good. It really is. That was cool. That very nice that they Dee and Maria they closed the shop down for us.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very cool that we pulled up there. We actually got there a little bit early and we're like, oh, the place is closed. But we were there about 10 minutes and then he came in and it's like, yeah, we're getting ready and everything. So I thought that was very cool that
was super nice.
He shut it down for.
Oh yes.
That was awesome.
And the cats obviously knew he was coming. The cats were waiting for him.
Cats were waiting at the door.
You know, what's the thing about cats in Helen? You know what I mean? You got cat head biscuits, got cats at the ice cream shop.
Yeah, there was cats at the hotel. I mean, there's cats everywhere.
Wow, I thought I saw a putty cat. I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Exactly.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So after that, Friday night, what y'all do Friday evening?
Oh, we went back after the spaghetti ice. We went back to our hotel and kind of just relaxed. And the river sound at the hotel is absolutely mesmerizing. So we opened our door and has the screen door on it. We just enjoyed the river. And then it was time to go to the restaurant where everyone was at.
Yes. Big Daddies.
Big Daddies.
Big Daddies. Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? That was a lot of fun. Even meeting more people there that we had not had a chance to see yet, like Ron Reese and his family.
Yes,
they were there. That's where we first saw them.
That's where we first saw them.
It took me forever to figure out who the world Barry Brain was.
Yeah. Well, we met them on the Glory during the booze cruise. That's where Barry Brain was actually revealed that it was the three of them that actually participate with Barry Brain. And Daniel, their son, is he's a cool guy. He's a really good kid.
Really is.
And so, and he came up, gave us a hug and everything. And, the family's just wonderful. So we got to see them there for the first time. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun, too. And, we sat down, we ate by Kathy Mills ate with us. And
we were by Eddie and Alice.
Eddie and Alice and Captain Billy.
Oh, yeah.
I think Ryan was right there, Ryan Donahue. And it just
so many
a lot of great people there.
I think Eric said there was I think almost 60 people on an unannounced group thing because
it was word of mouth. and it was kind of crazy there. Sherry and Danny were there. I mean, there was a lot of people. If I start mentioning everybody, I'll
forget somebody.
But there was a lot of people there, great people there, and for them to, without being announced to the restaurant and everything, to be able to accommodate was very, very cool.
Yeah, our server, his name I think was Zach.
Yeah, something like that.
What an awesome guy! I mean,
at the restaurant.
At the restaurant,
yeah. He was a good guy. He had just chaos descended upon the restaurant, and they handled it perfectly. So
that's right. That's right. Now I got lost there. You're talking about the Big Daddies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So because there's a Zach at the Hopper House as well.
Right, but I think the guy's the waiter. His name was Zach, right? I thought it was.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, maybe
I may have got the waiters mixed up. Zach at the Hopper House was good too.
Yeah.
But what was the guy's name at our?
I don't remember.
You're gonna get me lying.
Maybe there's Zach too. Maybe there's two.
I don't know. Maybe do have.
I was like, wait a minute. Did I get lost here?
I might have gotten lost, but our
waiter
at Big Daddy's was a really cool guy.
He really was. And
we'll call him the really cool guy. The really cool guy took care of us.
And keeping everything organized and everything. It was he did a great job.
That's got to be hard. All those people, different wants and needs and everything. And it's like, pull your hair out. But that was a good time, good fun. I met Remlin Peach there and everything. She's new to the YouTube community, and her name is
Remlin Peach. Yeah.
And also they're a new YouTube channel, Cruise to Mountain or Mountain to Cruise.
Mountain to Cruise.
Yeah, Mountain to Cruise. Yeah, we met them. They're really interested in group cruises with us too. So
Corey and his wife. I got brain freeze right now, but Corey and his wife. I can't think of her name right now, but it'll come to me. But wonderful folks. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now here comes Saturday. Here comes the day. Now Saturday I was there at 7:00 at Hoffers and everything. Y'all came later, right? You went to Hoffers.
We did. We got there about.
We stayed up too late goofing off with everybody that night.
Right.
So there was like.
Yeah, we didn't get to bed till like midnight.
And we were just like.
I think we ended up getting there like at 8:30, something like that. 8:30 in the morning, something like that. So.
But we made it.
But you made it. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It worked out. And was the service the same way from Friday?
It was. It
good food,
was.
good service. Just top notch the whole way through.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
delicious
did you get any of those pies out there? Those pies or pastries, or did you get any of that stuff?
No.
We left them in the kitchen. We left them.
I'm trying to be good.
Yeah.
Right. Now,
there's so much good food and snacks all over Helen to try. You just got to pace yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. Are you any of y'all coffee drinkers?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Yes. So we enjoyed their coffee, and we had a great time. They had the best coffee, I thought.
Oh yes, I think they use Jacob's coffee. Now what is that? What did you just pick up?
She's a Peruvian Inca orchid. She's the hairless dog of Peru. She's a very rare breed.
She's a naked dog except for the top of her head.
Yeah. So she's hairless. And so we have her in a hoodie.
I won't tell nobody you're naked.
So she was jumping on my lap trying to tell us something.
Yeah. All right.
Do you want to get down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a doggy lover. We have a basset now. Yeah, her name's Snickers.
Her name's Rocky.
Don't tell her she's that right now. But so what y'all do Friday Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon, after we went to Spaghetti Ice, then we just enjoyed the Friday afternoon. Then we enjoyed the river, and then we went to and then,
we just walked around town more.
I'm sorry, I meant Saturday. I meant Saturday.
Saturday. Okay, Saturday.
That's my fault. That's my fault.
Okay.
So Saturday, after we had breakfast and that, then we walked around town again, and then we went and did the we went to the Pepper Palace.
And they did the pepper challenge.
We did the pepper challenge, which was a lot of fun.
That's when you did that. Okay.
Yeah, and then we met William Cooper. He was there at the Pepper Palace.
Yeah, Will Cooper was there. He came there and met up with us, and which was a lot of fun. And it was a great time. And then we walked around town. There's so much to see. You can't do it in a day or even 2 days. You really need 3 or 4 days to really see everything and enjoy everything, and
then go back and buy what you want. Because if you go through the first time, you don't want to get anything because you haven't seen everything yet. You gotta go back the second time.
Or third time. And so, and there's so many shops down the little alleys and everything. They're just all over the place. So
and Ricky Clock is a hoodie connoisseur. So
I noticed that.
Yeah, she gets a hoodie from the places she goes, and she knows. I mean, she's touching them, she's feeling them. She knows what she's looking for, and when she sees it, she knows. She's like, that's the one. So she and they made it for her there. She saw the print that she liked, and she saw the color that she liked, and they put them together and they made it for her.
That's nice. How many did she get?
She got a hoodie for herself, and then she got some T-shirts for her daughters.
Awesome.
So we had a good time. And then the next day, I didn't find any that day, so we had to go again. So, and then we got a good one that he and I can share. So he wore it because after we went shopping. Then we had lunch at the motorcycle. What was the name of the motorcycle place? There's a place there that is a motorcycle themed.
They have the Sasquatch, right?
They have the Sasquatch.
Yeah, that's where all the dancing was going on.
That's where the
where Clock and Sasquatch had an intimate moment.
They have this really good potato soup.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think everybody was doing this.
There were other people too that wasn't even in the group. They saw it. And they're like, I saw them doing this.
Yeah. But we went there and ate lunch.
That time Tom and Terry were
there. So Saturdays when we met up with Tom and Terry, they actually came to Hoffer's house.
That's right.
We were having breakfast, so we got to see them there, and then they hung out with us for the day. Tom and Terry with TNT Adventures to Sea. It was very fun hanging out with them. They went to lunch with us, and we had this really good potato soup at that place. It was really good.
And then after that, then it was time to get ready. I think go back and get
we
did a little more shopping. We went. This is where we went to play that cornhole game.
I heard all what's going on.
We played cornhole, and the final 2 pairings was Captain Billy with Scott from Kicking It Country.
Yeah,
were on one side. Syndi and Ricky was on the other side. Syndi and Ricky were ready to go, but we put on a Marco Polo, and Captain Billy said, "Well, we're getting ready for dinner," so they chickened out because I know they were afraid of the women.
Oh, right.
But no, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it was a great time.
Our first round took a long time. It was a hard fought battle. Yeah. Probably 7 hours of cornholing to get us. We couldn't hit a broadside of a barn on that first round.
But it was a lot of fun.
I kept trying to get over there. Now I heard all the stuff, but I being the host, I'm trying to be everywhere. You can't be everywhere. So I kept hearing like, oh, and I'm talking. I'm like, I'm gonna need. Then something else came up. I had to go this way, and that'll go that way. But I love cornhole.
So,
I
Clocks brought their
professional boards.
Yeah, they actually have a couple different boards, and so we could have two games going on at the same time. We were surprised how many people actually came. It was really pleasantly surprised that there was quite a few people that came over there to play it
because it was unannounced. We just put it out on Marco Polo.
We just put it out on Marco Polo, and people showed up. It was so much fun. It was a great time. Amber was my partner from Kicking It Country.
Okay.
And we did a good, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. So it was fun.
And I think I heard her more than anything.
No, it was we had a blast. It definitely was a lot of fun.
Speaking of blasts, last but not least, it was time for the dinner.
Yeah.
Now, oh my goodness. Everything. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I got there early, set up. Mic was working. I tested the microphone where it will work in the next. There's that one partition. I wish I wasn't there, but it's there, and it still worked. Where I had it, it would work perfectly. I mean, I had Blaine stay there and check, or I was checking, and then and it sounded fine. Everything was great in the beginning, and then my batteries died. I could not believe that. Now, every year I had it, I had my wire. I never had any problems. Not one. And this is my brother's system. Okay. He owns a sound company and all that stuff. He works on this stuff all the time. And he put a brand new fresh pack of batteries in this machine. He goes, in the microphone. He goes, you'll be fine. I'm like, and because you won't even need the cord, which I wish I would have had it. Oh, I wish I would have had it because I would have brought out and used it. But anyways, and rot. What, the first 20 minutes I did fine. Everything was going out, and then it just started going in and out. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! Not right now, not now. And then finally it died completely. And I'm asking everybody, does anybody have any batteries? And then Zach, the waiter. He went there. Wow, let me go see. He found one, and that saved me for about another 30 minutes. So the battery I pulled out, I Russian roulette. I got the right one, and it worked. I'm like, yes. And then the other one died. So what can you do but just go with it, right? You I don't want to be no. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm talking loud. That's what it is. I wish I would have been there. But that's okay. That's okay. That's the way it worked. And how did y'all like the dinner?
I thought it was fun.
The dinner was fun. The food was great. It was really good, and it was a lot of fun. Again, closing down the inside where it was just all of us. Yes. Man, we were packed. It was a lot of fun.
That lady who came in, I'm not sure who she was, but she led us in a song. That was a ton of fun.
She is. Yeah. Oh, so much fun. So much fun. And it's one. And if it would have worked out perfectly, okay, with the microphone, everybody get up and they say who they are. Everybody could hear, because a lot of people are like, "What'd they say? What'd they say?" It's like, oh, this is not happening. This is not happening. Just do the best you can. Just do the best you can. And when you can hear, it's amazing what could be done. But anyways, that lady was wonderful. Every year she comes in, she'll do the yodeling and stuff like that, and I mean it's just great. But what I have an idea, and I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up to the proper folks. But what I'm going to do in the future, and here's my thinking, I'm going to put out a menu for everybody, have them order beforehand. That way you're not having 50 people running around trying to get orders when you're trying to talk and everything. Here's the orders, and so I'm going to work out something with the restaurant. Like I'm going to start probably in probably January of 2025, putting out the menu. What do you want? Exactly what you want, and then giving it to the restaurant and say, here it is. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I've not spoken with them yet, but that's a proposal to make things go streamlined. I think that will cut out a lot of the. What is your opinion on that?
I think that'd be a great improvement.
Great improvement. Yeah, so that they're not trying to run around and take everybody's orders and and coming out at different times and stuff. I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, and because I think one of the just the logistics of like getting up and greeting people and all that kind of stuff. I think that'll help cut down the traffic, so you can do more of that and get up at good footage. And I think
absolutely
great idea.
So that's another thing too. When you're doing, I got hardly any footage of anything because you're trying to fight with a microphone and fight with this, fight with that. But the folks that they got footage, like Eric got some great footage of the meetup tonight. Well, that was put out tonight. But yeah, and I always welcome, hey, how can we improve? I want it to be, nothing's ever going to be, but I want it to be, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if there's any way that I can improve it, that we can improve it, I need everybody's input. And so, because I love this stuff. I love people. Obviously, I'm in YouTube world. I love people. Yeah, and I love diversity. There's people, from all walks of life, and I think in this community, everybody treats everybody right, and I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Because the way you had it arranged, I think worked really good because you had an event on each of the days where we could all get together, and then you had the Marco Polo thing go. So if somebody organically wanted to do something, it worked. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
But it wasn't overscheduled, so you felt like you were going to miss something. And it wasn't underscheduled, so you felt like, oh, well, I wish there was something going on. It was a nice balance.
Exactly. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't overschedule, because I learned in the past, doing stuff where, like one of my first groups that I took to Germany, everything I overscheduled. But in my mind, I was trying to get people to do all the stuff. Let's do all the stuff. Let's do and everything. And then but it was too much for both and everything. We made it through, but then I learned, like, maybe I shouldn't overschedule. And then the Helen thing, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to schedule every minute. Each day have something. And then
and I think that was really good where there wasn't too many activities. That's one thing with all the group cruises that we have going on and stuff. One thing we had learned from some other ones done in the past is people felt like there was too many activities and they're trying to do everything and they couldn't enjoy their own time. And so just having like one main event planned or whatever, and then everything else just kind of happens organically with, again, being able to use the Marco Polo. And so people say, hey, we're going to go eat here for anyone that wants to go, or, we're going to do this, we're going to play cornhole or whatever. And then just whoever wants to attend can do that. So I think that's a great thing.
That's awesome. Well, folks, I want to be respectful of your time. I appreciate y'all being here, and we're gonna do this more and everything. And but I just want to say thank you for coming up here. I love your content. I love. Oh, we didn't talk about this. I love your reels. Your reels are is like, oh my goodness, they're fun.
That's our shorts. Our reels are really all her.
There's my daughter that lives in Texas.
Yeah, our daughter that lives in Texas, Autumn, has done some too.
She's done some too. Yeah, so it's between me and my daughter.
Yeah,
we're trying to get fun content out.
Whose idea was it to get the skipping on the bridge?
Wasn't that fun?
I loved it.
So fun.
I loved it. My wife liked it too.
Yeah, that was again, that was something organically. It was right after we went to Paul's Steakhouse when we came out, and Cindy's like, why don't you guys go over there and skip along the bridge?
Great idea. I love that.
So
and then your tips, you doing a tip every day for 352 days or something like that?
Yeah, we haven't put one out in a couple weeks. We're going to be recording some tomorrow and get caught up, because we're doing 52 tips
In
2024.
2024.
52 traveling tips in 2024.
That's what it was. And I like it when you're like going on a walk and you're talking, you're walking and talking. I think that's cool. I was like, man, that's pretty cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, instead of just sitting like we are here doing something like that, be out and about. Really enjoy doing that. And I'm going to be doing some. I'm in the process of putting our Helen footage together, so we'll have that coming out, and then we'll be doing other longer videos on tips and stuff also, and then we've got a cruise coming up here in a couple months in May.
Well, Sea Lake Journey.
Sea Lake Journeys and TNT Adventures to Sea. We're going on the NCL Breakaway. Okay. So May 19th. So that's going to be a lot of fun also.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, folks, thank you so much for being here. Folks, if you're listening here,
this has been great. So thank you.
Oh, yes, I totally agree.
And I hope you can edit out.
Listen here. Make sure you check out. You check out. Oh, I'm sorry, Sandy. Go ahead.
So I hope you can edit out all my coughing and sneezing.
I'll try to get most of it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
kidding. I would leave it all in.
I'll leave it all in. Okay. No, I won't do that. All right, folks. For all your travel needs, especially cruising. Okay, there's a lot of cruising channels out here, but Ocean Travel, Bruce and Syndi, wonderful people, and I can say I met them in person. We got hugs, we got handshakes. Spent a lot of time, not as much time as I wanted to, right? So, but the time we did have, I will cherish that. But make sure you check out Bruce and Syndi at Ocean to Ocean Travel. I'll have everything down below in the description. Their YouTube channel, their what's that? Instagram.
We're also on Facebook. Ocean
Facebook, yeah, that's right, Facebook. I'll have all that on there. So, folks, I'm going to ask you to. Is there anything you'd like to say before we close?
Oh goodness!
Goodness! Pretty good.
Again, if you check out our channel. Most of our content does have to do with cruising, but we do have some other travel content also. And also, if you are looking to book some type of travel, get a hold of us at Ocean Travel.
Let's do it. Now I'm going to ask you to help me say goodbye, okay? And at the end I say Dankeschön, tschüss, but we're animated, all right? So improv, all right? Really, whatever comes out on a count of 3. Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Dankeschön.
Oh, yes, Bob. Bruce, you know who Bob is?
What's that?
Do you know who Bob is?
Who?
Yeah.
Bob?
Juicies.
Bob?